I'm talking about fecal smearing. Yes, you heard me right. If you don't want to hear it, scroll on. We need to talk about it because so many profound autism families are dealing with it.
Hey special family, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm AutismMom, and on this channel we talk about autism and everything in between. Today we're talking about fecal smearing. Trigger warning. If this is not something you're comfortable with, please click off and watch another video. We have lots of valuable videos that can help you out. But this is a topic that needs to be addressed because profound autism families with kids with profound autism deal with this on a daily sometimes. I had to deal with it. I'm sure parents are going through it. And if you have family members who don't understand or don't know what fecal smearing is, this would be a perfect video to show them so they can have an inside look on what fecal smearing is. So without further ado, let's take a look at today's fair use reaction video. I did a compilation of what families deal with when it comes to fecal smearing. Let's take a look.
I'm talking about fecal smearing. Yes, you heard me right. If you don't want to hear it, scroll on. We need to talk about it because so many profound autism families are dealing with it. Reminder, everything I say is just my point of view. I am not an expert nor a doctor. First, fecal smearing can take a lot of different forms. What generally comes to mind is feces on a child's hands. It is rubbed on a wall, on their clothing, on themselves, on a blanket, whatever. It actually encompasses more than that. It could be things like when your child is defecating in places like their room where they're not supposed to be defecating, or while you're bathing them. It could be smearing that is caused by the child ripping up their diaper. A lot of shit, pun intended. If your profoundly autistic child is doing any form of fecal smearing, first, you should Google fecal smearing and read as many articles as you can on the subject from as many sources as you can on the subject. You should also talk to your child's pediatrician to rule out any medical causes. A frequent medical cause is constipation. So your child is literally feeling something in there that's uncomfortable, and they are putting their hands inside themselves to get something out. Kids often deal with constipation because they feel frightened of going to the bathroom on the toilet. Therefore, they hold in their bowel movements, which leads to constipation. Many other medical reasons as well. Behavioral reasons. The way you can figure out why your child is doing something is to pay attention to anything that's going on right before they do it. Pay attention to the environment where they are doing this. Is it in their room? Is it in the bathtub? And think about the things that happen after your child does it and you notice it. Do you then have an emotional reaction like yelling at your child? Do you immediately put your child in a bath? Our reaction as parents to fecal smearing is very important. So what I read is that just like with meltdowns, parents are supposed to have an emotionally neutral reaction. So your child doesn't see you have some big emotional reaction to this. And don't give your child extra attention just because they fecal smear. Obviously, we want to wash our children off if they have fecal smearing. But also keep in mind, if your child likes baths, when you give them a bath right after they do fecal smearing, it could cause them to do fecal smearing in order to get a bath. So what would you do in that case? So if your child enjoys being in the bath, so when they are not doing that and they're calm, let them have a bath where you're doing a lot of shampooing or anything like that. Just let them be in the bath water and kind of play around. What if your child is going to the bathroom in the bathtub? Again, they say have an emotionally neutral reaction to it, at least in front of your child. When your child is not with you, then you can break down and cry. I think some of our kids are struggling with the bowel movements in general. It's my own theory that being in the water provides that lubrication that allows the bowel movements to come out. They now sell electric toilet seat bidets. I have the Alpha Bidet. I have a video about it on my page. They are amazing. Please look into it. Oh God, how I wish they had them when Spencer was young. And the toilet seat bidets for the children are not just good for the cleanup. Sometimes when you put that stream of water on their behind when they're sitting on the toilet, that stream of water helps them have a bowel movement or stimulates a bowel movement. If your child is doing anything with the feces in their hands, rolling, squishing, you need to provide other sensory inputs that have the similar type of feeling. Slime, Play-Doh, so on. There's plenty more to say, but this is enough for tonight. We'll come back to the subject another.
Okay, fecal smearing, tough one. So this is one that I have seen most commonly within a high support needs autism population, but that's just because it tends to be the population that I worked with, especially when I was working in homes, which is when I would be addressing this. So this is a behavior that you definitely want to have the full support of the multidisciplinary team, get all those brains in there working on identifying what's going on. This could be associated with multiple other disabilities, disorders, and also could be associated with trauma. So we really want to make sure that we're addressing and looking at it from all angles. Regardless of the function, the first thing I would suggest is restricting access. So if you've already identified when the behavior is most or least likely to occur, if you can't be supervising that individual all the time, because it's highly likely that anybody can be supervised 100% of the time, you want to restrict access. One of the ways that we can do that is with restrictive clothing. So an example would be those backward zip up footed pajamas, just cut the feet off. The other thing I would suggest is supervised bathroom time. It's just really easy access during the bathroom, especially for a bowel movement, and also making sure that the individual is really cleaned well afterwards. Potentially, if there's any discomfort, rectal itching can lead to rectal digging, which could lead to fecal smearing. Not in every case, but definitely something to be aware of. In every case I've seen, it doesn't mean that it's all cases, there has been that automatic function, at least that's how it started. So some people say sensory. I'm not a big fan of that. I think it's a little bit confusing. Automatic means that it's giving input in some way to that individual, completely irrelevant to how others are responding to it. So it's not for attention. It's not to escape or avoid something. It's not to access a tangible. It's the sensory input. In that case, it's going to happen whether or not anybody is around, and you will definitely want to be talking to your OT about some things that you can provide access to, that the learner can have access to, that has a similar texture throughout the day.
Man, shit, they got serious, man.
So some experts are saying that this is all due to gut issues, and here is their explanation on why kids with autism are participating in fecal smearing.
Amazingly, autism seems to be linked to the gut microbiome.
100%. I treated so many patients with autism, and the first place we started was fixing the gut. And they all have stinky, smelly, sticky poops. They all have gut issues, and somehow the psychiatrists just ignore it. Oh, I don't know what that is, just whatever. And it's the key to helping them. I had a kid once with autism. He had giardia.
Wow.
And we cleared out his giardia, fixed his microbiome, and the kid woke up.
Exactly. And by the way, you just mentioned something important. By treating the giardia was not the cause of, but the giardia disturbed the healthy defense system, the gut microbiome, so it was unable to do all those complex things that the gut microbiome does that we're just starting to discover.
You may be wondering why a behavior like this would occur, and also what are some things that you can do about it. I'm Dr. Joe, a licensed clinical psychologist and the Director of Clinical and Scientific Strategy here at June Health. And none of this should be considered personalized medical advice, and you should always consult with your child's primary provider if you have specific questions about their unique case. But many parents do wonder about this behavior, particularly among kids who have developmental delays or autism spectrum disorder. Now, the truth is, this is a relatively infrequent occurrence even among individuals with ASD. However, many people speculate, why does this behavior occur? And the reality is that we don't really know for certain why it occurs, and it probably occurs for different reasons depending on different kids. But here are a few reasons that people have speculated children with ASD may engage in this type of behavior. Number one, some have speculated that there may be a hyposensitivity and that children with ASD who are undersensitive to certain smells, touches, feels, that they may not necessarily register that this isn't a behavior that's sort of socially acceptable or a behavior that they should be engaging in, and that could be a reason why they're engaging in this behavior. Number two, many kids with ASD do struggle with communication challenges, and so it's also possible that when they encounter this, they may not know how to communicate to their caregiver or other adult figure what to do in this particular situation. And so by touching it, it may signal to someone, hey, I need help, to know what to do in this situation. And then finally, number three, some speculate that it also may be a way of getting attention from those around you. Caregivers do tend to react when a child engages in this behavior, and so it could be a strategy for getting their attention. Now, again, it is relatively uncommon, but if this is a behavior that you're experiencing with your child, what are some things you can do about it? Well, number one is to create a consistent routine related to toilet training. Toilet training is really challenging for all parents, but by creating a consistent routine, it helps your child sort of connect the dots in terms of what this behavior is and what these stimuli are on a routine basis. And then number two, if you're still uncertain or you're still struggling, then it's really important to find a qualified treatment provider who has the skills to teach you and your child how not to engage in this behavior. And typically this will be provided by, for example, somebody who's trained in what's called applied behavior analysis, or ABA. So this could be a BCBA or an RBT. So it's important, if your child's engaging this, to consult with a qualified health provider like your child's pediatrician or an ABA service provider to get more tips on this particular behavior.
Now, if you're a parent who has a child that participates in fecal smearing, I want to say my hat and my heart goes out to you. I've been one of those parents. That's the reason why I created this. If you would like to buy for your kid, I sell from 5 years old up to adult small. My Etsy shop and my website is linked in the video and in the description below. Go click on it, get yourself a pajama, because that's the only thing that helped me through the years. Now he doesn't do it anymore. Sometimes once in a blue he'll lose himself and do it again, but it has been so bad that all his bedding is white. Yes, you might say he's doing fecal smear. Why would you put his bedding in white? Because I have thrown away a lot. And with white, I've learned you can soak it in hot water overnight. You can dump it in bleach and bleach it out. Because that's the only thing that's what's saving us, bleach. I literally lived at Sam's Club for bulk bleach. I had to throw away rugs. I used to buy cheap rugs just so I can scoop it up and throw it away. Wall cleaners, bleach spray, bleach wipes. I have a bleach collection at this point. But I hope these pajamas will help you to deal with what this is. So if you know somebody that has a child that's dealing with fecal smearing, this is what it looks like. And if you're the parent of that child and your family doesn't understand, show them this video so they can have a glimpse into your fabulous glove having, bleach wipe having, white linen so you can bleach it having life. Now, fecal smearing can go one or two ways. Parents get so overwhelmed. I cried through it, I struggled through it, I prayed through it, I stressed through it, I depressed through it. Some parents go all the way. They don't do nothing about it. Let me give you a glimpse of what it looked like when parents just leave autistic kids to deal with fecal smearing.
Okay, so your kids are upstairs, you said?
They're upstairs. We've been trying to paint the rooms because they keep smearing crap on the walls.
Okay, so we're just here to make sure the kids are okay.
Yeah, they're perfectly okay. I can go get them down.
Can I come with you?
Yeah. Hey, boys, come on.
Hi, guys. What are you doing? Come downstairs for me, okay?
Yeah, we're gonna go to them shower. They smearing shit on the walls.
How old are they?
They're just
in there by themselves, which is probably why they're
we have
smearing poop on the wall.
we have a camera right there.
So,
Yeah, it's poop. We've been trying to get painted. And we've been trying to use a rug doctor because they keep trying to get them potty trained.
how long have they been in that room?
So they've eaten. They were supposed to be taking a nap.
Where are they supposed to be napping at? There's not a bed in here.
They just tore it apart yesterday. The autistic one likes to tear apart their beds.
Do we have some pants or something we can put on them?
Yeah, I got it. Let me go get my glasses. I can't really see. May I ask who called in the wellness check?
I'm not sure.
I just recently finished.
Call her back and ask her where some shorts are or some pants.
Yeah, that's why. I'm dressed. Why? I just told you why.
Because they're and they need some clothes on. Here, put your hands behind your back.
What's going on?
Hello. Hi, Mom.
This your youngest baby?
Yes. Excuse me. Hold on, baby. Hold on.
Who's
Hello.
this?
Hi, Mom. Okay.
Do you stay here too?
No, it's just me and the boys and their dad. Come here, baby.
Unacceptable. So, outside.
Can we close the door? Your cat doesn't get out.
I don't care about the cat.
Now I told us about the clean.
Those are your babies.
I know.
Those are your babies.
I know.
Do not cry to me.
I'm not crying. I'm crying for my children.
I literally couldn't even stand in that room.
I've been telling him to clean it. I've tried. Mommy!
Screaming for her ain't gonna do you no good right now.
Mama!
Who has access to that camera?
Mommy!
Who has access to that camera?
Me, my husband, my brother-in-law, when he comes to babysit. Mommy!
You see that window right there? You see how it's kind of like hard to see through? Kind of like got stuff smeared on it? You know that that's human shit. That room is completely caked in it. Not to mention the entire house is absolutely filthy and disgusting. Just horrendous. But those kids were up in that room, locked in that room, taking a nap, no furniture.
They're at the hospital close to babies.
They're what?
They're in the middle of potty training.
Look, there is no excuse. There's no excuse for this.
I know.
This is a felony crime what's occurring right now. So no, you can't talk to her right now, okay? I need you to just give us some space while we investigate it, all right? I'm not going to run you off. I'm not going to be mean to you, but I just need to give you a space. She's going to be fine. Dakota doesn't seem like he wants to sign the electronic search waiver.
That's because he got shit to hide on there.
What does he got to hide?
Lying, cheating bastard. He's just a lying, cheating bastard.
Well, why are you with him?
Because I haven't had the money yet to move out.
You can always, it's free to move out, so that's kind of a blanket statement. This is giving any one of us permission to be able to go through that, okay?
That's fine, you ain't gonna find anything on me.
I understand.
But her feet have been like that. And that's something the doctors have actually been looking at.
No, there's poop on the store.
Oh no, I know that. I smell that, but there's another smell.
I got really good pictures of that.
Hey, wake up. Hey, boo. They gotta check you out. Okay? You're a hard sleeper. They gotta check you out. He shakes. I don't know why.
I think he might be autistic too.
Yeah, they do that. He was like that earlier. He just shakes. See?
Does he feel cold on his skin?
He shakes like that with his autism? Okay. You say he's soaking wet?
Yeah, he pees in the bed. Like when he's sleeping, he'll pee. Because he wasn't wet when I brought him back here, so it's okay, baby.
He don't wear no diaper or nothing?
He does, but he didn't put one on him. I didn't put one on him this morning because we had just gotten up and he had just gotten up. But then he went back to sleep.
Well, I mean, you got to know this ain't healthy for him.
Yeah, I know.
And that
His
room right
doctor,
there,
I'm trying to get that room cleaned up, and this is why I've got all those bags and stuff in there. I'm getting it done.
But that's where you keeping her at?
I have been, yes.
That ain't that smart.
No, it's not, and I'm trying to get it cleared up.
So you know you got.
That's what I'm worried about her, because she's been eating feces and breathing it in. That's what I'm...
in my face.
That's what she does. Don't take it personal. She don't know. She don't know.
Last time she was having a seizure right there in a pile of dog shit. So I took her to the hospital with dog shit.
That old lady's room is immaculate. How do you as an adult let other children live like that? You can at least... How do you as an adult let other children live like that? You can at least try.
She's being able-bodied and whatnot.
Yeah. Her room is clean. That's what pissed me. The room where the little boys sleep. Her room is nice. The two able-bodied people are going to go to jail. The only reason you are not is a little sympathy. I feel that maybe you didn't
realize how bad your daughter had gotten. I'm going to get APS out here to help you. I'm going to get APS out here to help her. But let me tell you, 10 years, this is the worst I've ever seen, okay? Y'all need help, but somebody has to be responsible, okay? I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm a mom, and somebody has to step in. When I say you can't walk to that room, she could die in that room. She was laying in maggots, flies, roaches, and feces. That's what she was sleeping in. You understand?
And they keep me in the dark because I can't get up and move.
The way that
I basically just come from the bed to here into the shower. I haven't been in that kitchen in a long time. I've never been back there at all. Not past that threshold. I've always expected my mother-in-law and my daughter.
And that's why I'm holding them accountable, because your mother-in-law is right across the hall from her sleeping in feces. And I'm not talking about a little bit of feces that she smeared. This is a whole long stretch of feces, maggots, roaches that she's laying in. Okay? I don't know how much longer she would have died. She's breathing all that in every day. So when DFACS gets out here, if they're cool with a family member, I'll get numbers from you.
Yep, that's what it looks like. But we're not those parents. We're going to do better. See you in the next video. Love you. Bye.